Guys, it's Kim from Shipping Joy. I decided to do a what sold for me in March on Poshmark. I am a full-time reseller on both Poshmark, eBay, as well as I dabble a little in Mercari. I've been doing it for almost 2 years. I love it. I do mainly clothes right now, but I'm actually going to start changing into selling jewelry and smaller items because I live in a very small space with my 2 children, and my inventory is taking up quite a bit of this little space that I have, and I'm ready to dabble in something new. Put on some actual jewelry today just for the video. I don't normally wear much jewelry in the house, but anyway, let's do this. So I calculated my numbers and what I made for March on Poshmark. I'm going to pull that back up. Was $1,462. That is before the fees that they take out. After fees, I made approximately $1,100. I got a bid on eBay, $1,100, and I sold 64 items, which averages out to about 2 a day. Some days, of course, are different than others, but it averages out to about 2 a day. And based on those numbers, let me just double check for you of what I made per item on average. So my average before the taxes and fees and all of that is about $22. So not bad at all. I've had definitely better months. March has not been my best month. And I also sell on eBay, which I sell a lot more items on eBay, a lot less on Mercari. So on average, I make about $4,000 to $5,000 a month take home, which is pretty good considering I probably only work about 20 hours a week because I like to spend a lot of time with my kids and doing other things. I don't know. I'm just not one of those, I guess, go getters yet in the YouTube reseller world. I know there's so many people that work so hard, 40 hours and up per week, and they make a lot more or what have you. I'm just doing my thing and I'm having a great time. And now I'm going to start back doing my YouTube videos, which I also enjoyed, and to share a little bit more about my journey. So again, my name is Kim. My Poshmark closet name is Shipping Joy, and my eBay store is also Shipping Joy, and on Mercari it's just Shipping Joy, but good luck on selling anything. I don't sell necessarily the right items on there. So let's go ahead and get into the items. So what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to share my screen because I forgot how to do that. So I got to relearn how to do that. So that'll probably be done on the next video. So I'm just going to show you on my handy dandy phone of the items that I sold starting on March 1st through March 31st. And the first item that I see that I sold is some Sorel boots. I sold those and I thought they would sell for a lot more. Was adult, but I had waited about, I would say a little over a month and a half, and no one made an offer. So I sold them for $34. And so that was fine. I expected to get a little bit more for Sorel boots, but that's okay. I know it's getting hot. So it's not a big seller, maybe as much. The next thing I sold were another thing that I've sold quite a bit, and they're the Democracy. See if I can pull that up for you. The Democracy jeans. Sorry if you can't see that. Those sold for $22, and those are a good quick flip in terms of their Democracy jeans, skinny jeans, and they have the ab tummy control band in it, and which is great because for me, I have a pair and I'm normally a size 14 and I can get in a size 10 in those because of the tummy control, because that's where I carry most of my weight. All right, so let's go back to see what the next thing that sold. Another item that didn't sell quick, it's probably been sitting in my closet for months. It's a Tory Burch sleeveless blouse. This is now the time probably to sell it. I only sold it for $12 because I, like a lot of things, if they sit in my closet more than 3 months, I get sick of looking at it. I'll end up letting it go for pretty cheap, or if I don't get a lot of likes or offers, because I'm limited on space in my house. I don't have the space to let things sit. So anyway, the next item I sold for $20 was the Scotch and Soda dress. Now, this was a beautiful dress. A funny story behind this dress. I had sold this on eBay, and they actually ended up canceling the order. And I relisted it, and it sold on Poshmark for $20. I actually had a stock photo on eBay of this dress. Beautiful. It can be worn as a tunic or a dress, and eBay took it down. So Scotch and Soda, beware. They don't like their stock photos used for their items. Next item up that I sold, I see an Armani jacket, wool jacket for a woman. I sold it for $54. Let me go ahead and pull that up for you. It was really cute too. It had this like ruffle detail. Sorry, but sun's coming down, and I broke my big ring light. I only have a little one now, so I'm in the light. So anyway, beautiful jacket. It was in excellent condition. So I was happy with that price, $54. Not bad there. Now this next item is an excellent brand, high-end brand. But I've had this since last summer almost, and I thought it would sell last summer. I got a humongous, so many likes over the last 6 to 9 months, but no one bought it until now. So it finally sold for $30. I mean, I did get some lowball offers. Let me take it over here. I apologize. Lowball offers on it several times, but I finally just let it go for $30. Next item up, and I like this brand as well. They have a lot of pretty floral prints. This was new with tags. It's the Angie brand. These were floral print, like wide leg pants. They sold fairly quick too. So I sold those for $24. So I'm going to try to tell you if the items kind of sold quick for me or if I waited a long time. The next was a bundle. I'm just going to kind of go through this with you. I sold the bundle for, let's double check, for $50. And it consisted of Free People distressed jeans, a Brandy Melville sleeveless dress, which you can't see, I apologize, and an H&M Fit and Flare skirt. Those were all up there a couple months at least. So I was happy to see those go. They were all good, decent brands, not big money makers, and all in good condition, but $50 for that bundle was okay. The next item that I see coming up is Junk Food Def Leopard shirt. And this sold for $20. So that sold pretty quick and for a decent price. So happy about that. Next item up that I sold, and it looks like I sold it for $42, were these frame denim jeans, skinny jeans. Those also sold within the first couple, maybe 2 months. So not bad on that. Now this one's took about 2 months to sell as well. This was a kid's boys jacket, Patagonia, and this sold for $25. So good flip. Definitely glad to see it go because now it's starting to warm up. Now this was next item sold for $28, and it was a beautiful twisted Lene Pell belt. I think it's Lene Pell. Yeah, Lene Pell. This designer is more famous for their purses, but the belt was just beautiful and it was in excellent condition. That probably took about 2 months to sell or less. Next item up took a couple months as well. No, actually, this I remember went in about a week. These are the Page Moto jeans, sold for $38. So that was a good flip. They were almost like vegan leather. They had that wax coating on it. Those sold pretty fast, really fast. Next item, which I like this brand, and it doesn't sell fast, but I always sell them within the first couple months. This is cut from the cloth skinny jeans, sold them for $24. So that's fair. I like those jeans to go more like 30, 35, but that was fair. Now, this was an item that I hadn't used, and so I decided to sell it because I had too many eyeshadows. This is ColourPop. Sold the palette for $25. This is a newer palette that they came out with a couple months ago, but I realized I have a lot of those same colors, and I don't really put makeup on. I have some makeup on a day for fun for the video, but really I'm more of I wear a lot of lipsticks. I'm a lipstick fanatic. So sold for $25, so profited $20. So that was great. Next, I have another bundle. Oh, this one I sold for very cheap. Let's see. This one I sold for $15, and these were 2 items that were very lightweight. This is a Columbia. It was a brand new sleeveless top. And in the bundle, I sold this one, the dress set for a couple months. So I was, it's simple. It's not going to sell for much anyway. 90 Degree, which is also a good brand to look out for. It was a nice simple dress with pockets. So I sold that bundle for $15. So I only made $12 out of that, but I was fine with it. Sat a while. Now this item, which is Jimmy Choo boots, only sold for $40. Now, this is an older Jimmy Choo style. There's something definitely I've learned from Jimmy Choo. I have sold several items of this brand, but definitely style is a big part of it. These sat for maybe 2 months before they sold and only sold for $40. So I have to be careful on style. Next item I thought would sell for a lot more too. They were in excellent condition, even though they look kind of yellowed in the picture, but that's my lighting. Patagonia, they were hemp sneakers, fashion sneakers for men. They sold for $30. I thought they would sell for more, but that's okay. $30 is great, profiting 24, I guess. Next up was a brand new Tibby top, which I sold for $58. It was like a bodysuit, long sleeve button up. So great item. It only sat for about a month. So that sold very fast, and that was a good price. Next one up is Joe's skinny jeans. I sold these for $35. Joe's jeans don't sell very fast for me at all. These were black skinny jeans and sold for a decent price, $35. But Joe's, is a hit or miss, It doesn't sell very fast. It probably sat for about 2 months. Next up, now this one was another bundle, and all three of these items, they were just sitting. So I was glad to see them go. You can't see it, so I'll pull them up. They were all good items, but they just sat. I thought sure these Michael Kors shimmer shoes would go quick, but they sat and they sat. And these, another good brand, SAS Metallic, which people have said to purchase. They're usually for comfort shoes for probably my age and up, 50s, 60s. And it's not the cutest style, but they sat for a couple months. I was glad to get rid of those. And this Fossil leather bag, which I thought would go too, but it sat for a couple months. And I had sold like maybe 4 or 5 other Fossil bags in the last couple months, pretty quick within a month. And this one just, I guess, was too bland. So the whole bundle sold for $35, all three of those items. Next up, we have a Trina Turk. Now, this one went fast. Normally, Trina Turk is known for her colorful bathing suits and cover-ups. This was just a simple black rib sweater, and it had some button detail on the sleeve. It sold for only $17, but it sold in like 2 days or something. Sold really quick, so that was fine. Because I realized once I got it, it's not, Trina Turk could sit a while unless it's something really cool. Okay, I have another bundle that I sold. Let's see, this is 2 items. I sold for $40. Madewell, which I always pick up. It doesn't sell for a lot of money, but always sells with pretty fairly quick. And she also bought Joie silk sleeveless racerback top. So those 2 items sold. Oh, my bad. No, this is a big bundle. So she got a really good deal. She also bought this Topshop lobster embroidered top. I thought this would go fast, but it sat for a while. So I was fine with that. These were all lightweight items. So I probably paid $6 for all of the items. But yeah, she got a great deal. And this is another Madewell top graphic print. So she got all 4 of those for $40. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do to keep that money going and get rid of the stuff that's not going fast. Next thing I got, and these were great. These were new. Sold these for $52. Vans. They were my size too, but I was like, how much, where am I going to get out of it? Probably not. So sold them for $52. That was a great sell. Next up, I thought these would go faster. I don't know why in my mind. These sold for $28. These are the Under Armour Missy Copeland collaboration joggers. They were like a light muted gold and white. And if you're familiar with Missy Copeland, she's one of the most famous black ballerinas. But no, it didn't go fast. But 28 was good. It took a couple months to sell. Next item also took a couple months to sell. It was a no brand. I picked it up based on style. It was like a kimono with a patch print. The name of the brand was Boho Jane, whoever she is. It sold for $16. And it took a couple months. Next up, I always buy this brand, Now, no matter what, it's torrid. Sold for $20. These were distressed. Like they were like between a cropped and a Bermuda short. It was kind of strange. But anyway, those sold for $20 in less than a month. Let's see what we have here. Next up, these took a lot longer. I actually had sold these on eBay and they weren't the right fit for the lady, so she returned them. And I think at that point I had sold them for maybe $35 plus shipping, and now they sold for only $20 on Poshmark. So not great, but oh well, sad. I had to let them go. Next item also took a while, took a couple months to sell, sold for $19. ASOS doesn't sell for a lot anyway, but this one was beautiful, and it was a larger size, floral print, size 10. I guess not that much later, but happy to see it go. It was a beautiful dress. Next up, we have Madewell again, sold for $19. It was a sweater with a cool split back, so that was fair price. I was happy with that. Next item up, Guns N' Roses. Now, the thing about these graphic bands that I really never really listened to, it's kind of sad for me sometimes because I do sell these and I pick these up because I know they will sell. But honestly, if it was a graphic shirt, which I have a lot of graphic shirts that I like, for me personally, my era would be 90s, hip hop. And also, what do I like? The Golden Girls, which I actually found a shirt in my size, but it didn't fit right. So it's still actually online to sell. So anyway, this Guns N' Roses shirt sold pretty fast in a month for $22. Next up, we have, this is a new brand that I had learned about last month called APC, extremely high-end brand. They for men, they might sell women's clothing as well, but I did sell these for $40. They took about a month and a half to sell, so not bad. Could have held out and got more, but that was a decent price when you pay only a couple dollars for an item. This next item I sold for $20. This is Anthropology Moth. Beautiful print, short sleeves. It had some details, and it did have a flaw. It had a flaw underneath the armpit, I remember. The seam had come out a little. And what I did, because I don't really sew, is if I repair something, which is really rare, but I love the print on it, I use fabric glue, which once you put it on, a little dab on it and connect the seam back together, it's not going to come apart, even in the wash. And I did note that in the listing because that's important, because sometimes the glue might get slightly harder in that area. Not usually, but sometimes. So you have to note everything, even if you do a perfect job. Next item up, I sold, and this sat for forever. I relisted it. I know it was actually much prettier in person. It's a Michael Kors nylon bag. It was like in excellent condition, got lots of likes on it, but it just wasn't selling. So finally sold for $13 after several months. Next up, we're over halfway done, I see. So more items to go though. Next item up, I really like this print. I got this item. Wasn't familiar with the brand, but it was really boho, oversized, pretty embroidery on the top. I even thought about keeping it, but I didn't. But it's only sold for $12. But it was really cute, but clearly not a hot brand selling out there. Next item, I saw some people had sold this item for quite a bit more, but mine sat. And probably because the color green, it sold for $25. It was a good size. They were size, I think 14 or 16. What size were these? They were pretty good size, nice and stretchy, had good detail in back. Size 31, and they had good detail on the back. It could have been my picture, but they sold for $25. Took about 2 months. Next shirt I thought would go really quick. I bought this probably, 4 or 5 months ago. This was a Tommy Bahama shirt. I love the print on the back. It was like a golf embroidery. It had just all the duck. It was just highly embroidered, beautiful. Only sold for $20. And I know part of it is it had a stain near the button. And I'm sure that threw a lot of people off. But it still sold. Next item I sold were Stuart Weitzman. Really excellent condition. These had the tassels on the front for women. Sold for $36. Not great, but Stuart Weitzman doesn't sell that great for me, whether it's on eBay or Poshmark. Hard to sell. Next item, Free People shoes. These are very popular. They're like the Mont Blanc something, very popular style. A lot of people have sold them for a lot higher, but mine sat for a couple months and finally sold for 40 bucks. Next up, I have another bundle. Let's see what this one is. It was Harry Potter, a varsity jacket, Ed Hardy, a geisha top, and Ted Baker London, a leather wallet, which I'm going to show you. I sold it for, let's see what I sold it for. $50 for the bundle. And it's funny, sometimes you'll price things and you're like, oh, I know I'm going to get my money on that. And then it just sits. And then when you relook at the comps a couple months later, you realize, wow, the Ed Hardy women t-shirts like this, even though it's heavily embroidered, had embellishments, beading, it was just really pretty in person. They only sell for about $5 on eBay. So I definitely didn't do my research well enough. So this wallet was so cute. It had pugs on the top, where I guess they call it Kiss Lock wallet, coral red. So anyway, sold that bundle for $50. Looks like we're down to the last items. Next up, this item set, sold it for $14. Ralph Lauren. It was a cashmere blend vest. Of course, vests don't sell that well. I sold a couple vests this week that have been sitting a while, thank goodness, but I'm not really going to buy too many vests anymore. Next up, we have Articles of Society. Again, those sell fair. They don't sell for a lot. They sell usually within about 2 months. These sold for $19. So not a whole lot, but they sell fairly fast. Have another bundle here. Looks like sold this bundle for $45. It was 3 items. And it looks like this person really was into buying tops. So she bought a green Free People top, a Lucky Brand top, and this had cute little hearts on it. Lucky Brand tops don't sell fast or well for me at all. They would have to be really heavily embroidered or really cool, which this one was okay. And she bought a Madewell striped top. This is actually the second time I've sold this exact top, same color. So bought that. She bought that bundle. Next up, this had been sitting a while. I know why it's sold now, because it's getting close to, well, spring and summer. This was no big brand. I think I've seen this at TJ Maxx. Sandiva. It was new with tags, striped cover-up. Swimming cover-up. Only sold it for $12. All right. Next up, these Miss Me. Oh, these were so cute. Sold these for $30. They had lots of embellishments. They're Bermuda shorts, which I heard is in for this coming spring, summer, but I still don't see too many people wearing Bermuda shorts. But anyway, those sold pretty quick within 2 months. 2 months for me is fairly quick. A week is like, ooh, yeah, baby. A couple hours is like, ooh, I got to find that again. So I would buy this brand again. I would probably buy a lot of these brands again that I sold. There's a few that, of course, I wouldn't or wouldn't buy the style. But yeah, a lot of these brands I would still buy again. Ex Officio, which I sold for $14. It's a outdoor, like fisherman's kind of men's shirt. I do not do well with men's clothing anymore. When I first started a little over a year and a half ago, I would sell my men's clothing really quick. And now they just sit and sit and sit. I know, of course, some people do well, and it could be the styles I'm picking up now. But yeah, they don't sell well anymore for me. Art and B is the next item I sold for $14. It was a really beautiful embellished belt. I love it. It sold for in about a month and a half. Next up, which I sold recently, was these BDG super high rise. I think they're the twig black skinny jeans. These sold for $20. Not a whole lot. You won't get a whole lot for these, $20, $25 for BDG. But they sold fairly quickly. They sold in about 2 weeks. And the last item that rounds out my sales on Poshmark for March was this beautiful new with tags, Lulu's ruffled maxi dress. Sadly to say, when I sell a dress now, which I don't sell many dresses anymore, you know, a lot of people I know right now are going to their prom or their graduation, like my niece, which makes me very, very sad. I'm hoping that dresses that I've sold that look like Lulu's will be able to be worn by these people at their event that's pushed off to a future date. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of what I sold. Again, after fees, I made about $1,100 on those 64 items. So before cost of goods, it was about $22 per item that I made on that. But after cost of goods, realistically, let's get real about what I really made take home was, or I should say per item, was about $18 per item. Now, per item, I buy most of my items, or I have until the quarantine. I bought at the Goodwill bins near me. I live in California. And so each item is $2.29 a pound, I think it is now. So most of my items were about a pound or less. So most of my items I buy for about $2. So even when I profit, maybe, when something sells for $15 and I profit 12, I still make, $10, which is good if you sell enough of those items. I'm just not one of those sellers that sell just expensive items, because obviously it's what you find as well. And I'm not one to go into the regular Goodwills. I have a hard time paying $8 or $9 for something less than spectacular. Anyway, I'm very happy with my sales, even though I know if I worked harder and more hours, more than 2 hours a day, or every other day I work some hours, I think that's pretty good for making almost $1,200 just on Poshmark alone. And again, I do a lot more sales on eBay, and tend to make more, and then I make a little more cards. So I'm going to do an eBay what sold in March probably tomorrow. And if you have any questions, thoughts, please leave them down below. I hope you guys are staying safe. I really appreciate you watching. And what was I going to say? I was going to say, please subscribe and like. And thank you again. I hope you have a great day. Again, my name is Kim. My Poshmark and eBay store, Shipping Joy, which I try to do with each item. And have a great day. All right, let's see how we get out of this. Boo, 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 boo. End stream.